Hey YouTube, FrugalPrepper here. I just want to talk today a little bit about, about preparedness, obviously, but I think more along the lines of some of the other stuff that you want to be thinking about in addition to food and water and shelter and heat, and uh, that's first aid or medical supplies. So everybody's probably got Band-Aids in their cupboard or, under their bathroom sink or in those little first aid kits that you can get, to throw in your car. And all those things are good. I'm not discounting those. And I'm certainly not a medical professional, so I can't speak as to the things that you should have in your kit, at least not for you specifically. But I can speak to the things that we have in our kit. We camp quite a bit. We do a lot of Cub Scout, Boy Scout, Girl Scout camping activities. So we typically have a fairly comprehensive first aid kit, and it's usually focused on, cuts and burns and scrapes and abrasions and all the kind of things that kids get into when they're playing and when you're camping. And so I thought I'd talk a little bit about it today and kind of give you some ideas. And again, just on the, frugal prepping standpoint, there's a couple of things that you should be aware of. Before I talk about the first aid stuff, though, I think from a general first aid perspective and from a frugal prepping perspective, um, if you are a member of a group health plan through your employer, most, if not all of them, have what they call FSAs or flexible spending accounts. And I know it's February now, so the time for flexible spending account enrollment's probably passed. So unless you're just starting a new job or changing insurance and have the opportunity to enroll in flexible spending, the time's probably passed. But for those of you that do have the opportunity to enroll in a flexible spending account in the near term, one thing that you want to, I guess, realize and definitely do some more Googling on this. And this is information I've gotten from survivalblog.com that I've gotten talking to my flexible spending account administrator. So certainly do your own research. But one thing you want to be aware of is that your flexible medical spending account, because like apparently there's several kinds. There's kinds for daycare, there's kinds for medical spending. Your flexible spending account can be used to purchase first aid supplies. So basically what a flexible spending account is you have a certain amount of money out of your paycheck actually deposited into a special account. That money is taken out pre-tax. Okay, let me reemphasize that it's pre-tax money. It's not money that you're going to spend after the government's already taken a portion of it. These kind of things are few and far between, so I would definitely take advantage of it. But basically, the money comes out pre-tax, it goes into an account, and then you get either checks or a little debit card, or you have to submit reimbursement. But if you go to the Walmarts and Kmarts and places like that today, typically they will have, I know Kmart does, for example, on the tags in the pharmacy, a little logo or indicator for all the things that are eligible for FSA, which means that if you buy them, you use that card, you buy them and get reimbursed, but basically you're buying those things with pre-tax dollars. And so what that means is then you're saving a couple of bucks. And I'll put some statistics on the bottom along with some links. Um, and I would definitely urge you to look into the FSA. It's one of the few chances you get to use pre-tax money, and laws have changed recently about FSA spending. So make sure again you do your homework. But definitely think about it. Don't glance past or skip over the FSA section if you're doing your benefit enrollments. It's you're going to be a little better off. You'll not have spent as much money, especially if you're outfitting first aid stuff on a regular basis. So that said, one note of caution with an FSA, what you don't use at the end of the year, you lose. So make sure you think about what you're going to spend, you budget appropriately, and then at the end of the year, you make sure that if there's any balance in there, you use it up. And again, you can use it for things like Band-Aid, for gauze, for isopropyl alcohol, for hydrogen peroxide, for latex gloves, and things like that. So I would do some more research if you can. If you're already past your enrollment period, hopefully there's always next year, but just something to think about again from a frugal prepping standpoint. One of my favorite things about frugal prepping is free stuff. And this is a really good example. This is actually a book. It's called Are You Ready? An In-Depth Guide to Citizen Preparedness, and it comes from FEMA. This one's from 2004, so there might in fact be a newer version, but if you go to the FEMA website or you look up FEMA in your phone book, odds are you can find this book. I know you can't probably see, but it's got all kinds of stuff in here on natural hazards, on floods, creating a plan, documentation, disaster supply kit. FEMA wants you to get prepared. I'm not sure how many other things they put out, but this is my favorite kind of thing. It's free. If it helps you, great. If it doesn't, well, it's good for burning or handing to somebody else to help start them thinking about getting prepared. So just a quick run through the emergency kits that we've got. This is actually a larger one we use when we camp, go out with the scouts. If you are interested in learning more about medical kits, again, I'm not a medical professional, but what I can tell you is if you go to YouTube and look up the Patriot Nurse, you will find all kinds of videos on first aid. She's a nurse, she's a medical professional, and she's got a how to create your own kit for under 50 bucks. She's got videos about stockpiling medicines, what kind of things you should have on hand. So just a quick run through ours, and again, this is targeted towards kids. So we've got all kinds of stuff. We've got hydrogen peroxide, we got tape, we got gauze, we have a miniature first aid kit. You've got vinyl gloves, hot packs, cold packs, ace bandages, alcohol prep pads. All our different band-aids are in here, sorted by the size of the band-aids. Got some quick clot up there, which make sure you pay attention to quick clot. It's not a first line of defense for sure, but definitely something good to have in the pockets on the top here. We've got Advil, ibuprofen, new skin, matches, whistles, and in all of these we keep basically an inventory of what's inside, so that if we need to at any point, if you can see that, everything's inventoried. We can go back through and make sure that if we use the stuff, we refill it. Now, this isn't a Pelican case. I know you guys are saying, wow, those cases are expensive. This was actually a donation to the Scouts, so we actually use it with our Scout trailer. I didn't buy it because Pelican cases are about $100, and to be honest with you, I bought this for $8. I think it was at either Lowe's or Home Depot. It actually holds pretty much the same amount of stuff as the Pelican case. It's just a little plastic toolbox, and inside very many of the same things, actually all of the same things. Again, I keep an inventory of what's in the case here in the car, just like you saw on the other one. And we've got emergency candles and matches and quick lot, fire starting stuff, Lanacane, ointment, the ever popular duct tape, and then down on the bottom the same thing. All of our band-aids, cough drops, first aid tape, gauze, gloves, etc., etc. So when you think about prepping, obviously the Yankee Prepper survival triangle, we got food and water. You've got your house, your shelter, heat, but first aid should be something that you don't overlook. And again, give some thought to the flexible spending account. One thing I will leave you with, and again, I'll put more links down below, but when you create these kits, you probably want to make sure that you're creating them with everybody in your family in mind. If you've got someone who's diabetic, if you've got someone who's allergic to ibuprofen or to Tylenol or what have you, and it goes without saying, I think it's just common sense. Make sure you think about everybody that you're going to be supporting with these first aid kits. So again, guys, check into the FSA. You might find it saves you a couple bucks a year or more, hopefully. And again, go check out the Are You Ready book from FEMA, and we'll see you next time.